Hey guys, what's up and welcome to episode 5, and we're already at the end of the regular season with this Pelicans MyGm. And the reason for that is because, well, this first season we're not going to be very competitive, so I didn't play that many games, and I've really shown all the good ones. The only ones I haven't shown, I have played a few others, but they were blowouts. Either I was getting blown out or the CPU was getting blown out, and they just weren't particularly good games to show. But with some of these end of the season awards, Anthony Davis ends up winning Defensive Player of the Year, which is awesome. Only his third year in the NBA, and he's already the best defensive player in the year. Also shooting like 54% from the field and 24 points a game, just a beast. And then I end up winning Executive of the Year. I guess it's because I took a team that wasn't necessarily great and led them to, I believe we're the 5th seed in the Western Conference or 4th seed. Really good season overall. And for the first team All-NBA, it's Russell Westbrook, Harden, Davis, Kevin Durant, and Andre Drummond, which is kind of a surprise, but he's a nice player in this game. Definitely a bit better than he is in real life. But we are indeed the 5th seeded team going up against the 4th seeded Clippers, and we will simulate up until our first game. And unfortunately, Willie Green suffered an injury, and why this is relevant is because at the very end of the regular season, the second to last game or something like that, we ended up having Tyreke Evans hurt and out for the entire playoffs. So Willie Green was the backup shooting guard. He ends up getting healed to the point where he can still play. He's injured, but he can play when we go into this last game. So we're down 3-2 against the Clippers. We're at home. We really want to win this game, and we want to extend the series and push it to a Game 7. So that's what we're going to be trying to do, starting Tony Douglas instead of the injured, well, not only Willie Green, who was injured, but also Tyreke Evans, because Willie Green was the backup shooting guard, but he would play a bit during this game in a big way as well, but you'll see that later on. So, starting out the game, the Clippers would get the first score with Blake Griffin just muscling Anthony Davis and DeAndre Jordan getting the rebound, getting the putback. One of the few scores DeAndre Jordan had during this game. He really didn't do a whole lot. And there was an unlikely savior in this game. That's hence the title of the episode for both teams. First of all, Matt Barnes. He hits the 3 for the Clippers, and Matt Barnes is definitely the least threatening dude on the entire floor. We got our scoring started with Willie Green, who I put in the game right away because I think Tony Douglas bricked his first 2 shots badly, and he's just kind of short to play defense on the shooting guard, so that's why I put him to the bench. Robert Covington would hit a fadeaway jumper as well, and Matt Barnes is left open by Covington. He would hit a 3. I thought Matt Barnes would be the least threatening player on the entire floor because he's old and not really that great at his advanced age, but he ended up being great. And speaking of not that great at advanced age, Willie Green is just going to drive the lane and dunk. I wasn't expecting that from Willie Green, and they're leaving him open, so he's just going to step back and pull up for a 3, and he hits the 3, and Willie Green has 7 out of our first 11 points. Matt Barnes would take a contested 3, and of course he hits it. So this first quarter, it's been the Willie Green versus Matt Barnes show, and I believe these two players are the lowest rated players on the team, at least out there on the floor. There's a couple bench players that might be a bit lower, but Willie Green definitely one of the worst players on my team, and he's just going off, which is crazy. Just goes to show that everyone in the NBA is pretty good. Anthony Davis would get the and one as well. We're keeping this game close in the first quarter. Then Anthony Davis would pick up the loose ball, I believe it was stolen by Norris Cole, and drive the entire floor and dunk it, because Anthony Davis can handle the ball like a guard and run the floor like a guard as well, which is really why he's so good. I also had Jimmer Fredette in the game because Jimmer Fredette, during one of those blowouts I mentioned previously, had a really nice game, so I wanted to try using him with our thin lineup without Tyreke Evans to see if we could get a bit of 3-point shooting. The only problem with Jimmer Fredette is you lose a lot defensively, and Chris Paul really took advantage of him being in the game. Anyway, we're going to end off the first quarter as a very close game. Going into the second quarter, both teams were very lackadaisical in scoring early in the second, and it started off low scoring. We get the steal again from Blake Griffin, Norris Cole swiping the ball, and Drew Holiday would get the nice finish in fast break. So the Clippers do have a lead here, mostly thanks to the ridiculous amount of 3s that Matt Barnes and JJ Redick have been hitting, but Willie Green hits another 3. He keeps being left open in the corner. JJ Redick guarding him may have something to do with that. I see Willie Green open again. I kick it to him again, and he hits another 3. Why not? Willie Green having potentially the game of his career right now. He has been going off for us, keeping us in this game. That's not Willie Green, but Robert Covington is open in the corner, and he would hit a 3 as well. That's one of the first 3-pointers on my team by someone not named Willie Green. Matt Barnes would try to hit another 3 at the end of the first half, and Willie Green would toss up a prayer at the buzzer, and he hits that too, because why not? Everything that leaves his fingers is going in. This dude is just on fire. He was leading our team in scoring 19 points in the first half. So overall, we're shooting 46% from 3, and that's the reason why we have the lead. We're getting severely out-rebounded by the Clippers, which is unfortunate because we're supposed to be a really good rebounding team. I thought it was ironic how it says Willie Green's injury has been upgraded to a bruised rib so he could play in this game, because he was not able to play until the day before this game started. And Willie Green opening up the second half with another 3, because why not? He's already up to 22 points on a very, very good shooting percentage as well. But in the second half, we'd go on a huge run. Anthony Davis would just cut to the rim and score. Remember, we were down big for most of the first half, down, I would say, 8 to 10 points. The majority of that second quarter. Anthony Davis would hit a mid-range jumper, and when Blake Griffin sags off him, I was able to take advantage of that every time. Anthony Davis was just continuously hitting those jumpers because Blake Griffin didn't want to play defense, and that's fine with me. I don't mind. And speaking of not playing defense, Chris Paul would hit a jumper, starting to bring his team back in the game. We were up by 10, and I believe even 12 points for a short period of time, but the Clippers' offense is high-powered. Chris Paul would hit another 3, and the Clippers are right back in the game on an 11-3 run. They're having no problems with scoring, even against our pretty good defensive team. And Drew Holiday would hit a 3, and we're up by 7 getting late in this game, and I'm starting to think we're probably going to force a Game 7 here. My team is really clicking. We're hitting our 3s. Drew Holiday would hit another 3 off of the assist from Willie Green, and Drew Holiday is starting to heat up as well, and he's our second best player with Tyreke Evans out, so I really needed some production from him as well. Spencer Hawes was left wide open at the end of the third quarter. He almost missed that lay-in, which would have been hilarious. But he did hit it, and we're going into the fourth quarter only up by 5. But Anthony Davis would help out with that a bit, hitting another mid-range jumper because he was just on fire from that left side of the court just all game long. And I was continuously passing it to him and getting some good results from it. Nearly get the steal on Epke Udoh, but that results in a wide-open Chris Paul. He would hit the 3, and the Clippers are coming back into this. I started to take some bad shots. Tony Douglas just with the ugly release there. I tried to save the ball, and then Chris Paul just pushes it in fast break, and he scores over Tony Douglas, who's just too small to contest that shot, and the Clippers are right back in this thing. Later on in the fourth quarter, we are up by 4 points, but Blake Griffin, off of the flop by Anthony Davis, I'm not sure what happened there, but Blake Griffin would pull up and he would hit it. They're only down by 2, and then off of another bad shot by Anthony Davis, because the Clippers defense tightened up during this fourth quarter. It was really hard to get open looks. There's the lob to Blake Griffin. That was the first lob of the game, believe it or not, from Lob City, and the game is tied. Chris Paul is going to work in this fourth quarter. He does not want to head home in the first round yet again, and Jamal Crawford would hit a 3-pointer. Jamal Crawford had an awful night, but that was one of his bright moments. I passed to Robert Covington, who would hit a 3 as well after the nice shooters roll off the rim, and we're tied up at 80 with 2 minutes left to go. And after a few free throws and 2 minutes of just terrible offense by both teams, we're cutting the rim with Drew Holiday. We're only down by 2, and he's fouled. Drew Holiday has been a 90% free throw shooter during the regular season, and this is just so disappointing. He misses the first free throw. That was a near perfect release, and he still did not manage for it to go in, and I don't know why. That was very, very unfortunate, but that's just the roll of the dice sometimes. So instead of tying the game with 1.8 left, we have to foul the Clippers, and we have to take a long 3-pointer, and it misses due to Drew Holiday's missed free throw, and we end up losing 93-90 because of that missed free throw, which more than likely would have sent the game into overtime if he did make that. And Blake Griffin, player of the game, 33 and 8. Anthony Davis had a great game with 32 points. Willie Green had 24. Most of that damage was done in the first half. He only had 5 points in the second half and really cooled off. I didn't go to him much in the second half, but he was much better defended. And for the Clippers, Chris Paul, 19 and 13, great game. Matt Barnes, 13 points, and I believe all of those came in the first quarter, which was kind of funny. But Jamal Crawford, 4 for 20 from the field. Those are some terrible numbers. And that almost got us the win there with his poor shooting, but unfortunately, A missed free throw probably cost us this game, and we're going home. But the next video is going to be the off-season video, so I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Farewell.